What is a holiday? It's a time for families and friends to get together, take a vacation with your loved ones, create memories, have a lot of fun, do a little bit of sightseeing, a lot of exploration, have some adventure. What happens when the family structure is not the same for every family? So when we think of a family holiday, we typically think of a set of parents and children going on a vacation together, perhaps summer holidays or a Christmas break. But when parents are no longer together, how does that impact the holiday of a family? So what does a family vacation really become? This point was introduced to me by a counselor who used to be a counselor at my children's school. And then she spoke to me about how she was always struggling to find a meaningful getaway with her child, and because her husband and she were no longer together, so a typical family holiday was no longer a family holiday. And her grouse was that in the travel industry, especially in India today, the only vacations for such families were adventure camps, and she'd had enough of them. So she called me one evening and we had a really long chat about it, and we shared notes on what it is like to be a single parent. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a single parent, but I have been single parenting for the last 14 years. And somewhere there was a resonance with what she shared with me, and we were able to come to the conclusion that yes, parents who are single parents of children deserve to have family vacations and fun times, even if it is minus the other parent. We also discussed, amongst other things, the things that children of her child's age would like to do. So we're talking about children from the age of 8 up to 14 years of age, where they want to have their leisure time, they want to have fun as well, but at the same time, they get bored very easily. And haven't we heard that term, "Oh ma, I'm so bored, when are we going back home?" Because at home, they're surrounded by gadgets and they're constantly in control of the gadgets in their hands. As our discussions went well into the evening, both of us realized that it was time a company like East India Travel, that customizes holidays and meets the demands of an ever-growing market, creates a holiday that will cater to this one aspect, where single parents in particular and their children get the opportunity to take a break, take a holiday, take a well-deserved vacation, and not have to confine themselves to adventure camps alone. That's when the idea of Bonds and Beyond was born. So what is, or rather what are Bonds and Beyond holidays? These are holidays where we customize and put together a trip for single parents and their children, people who are in similar circumstances, thrown in together into the world of single parenting, trying to give their children meaningful vacations, bonding and adventure, fun, and all of that together. What we do in these holidays is that we put together a really nice destination with a very nice property, with great food, surrounded by nature, where children like ours who are growing up in these urban concrete jungles get the opportunity to even be in the midst of nature, wild and carefree. Yes, there will be some activities which are organized, such as a pottery class, maybe a tea estate walk, maybe a river rafting tour, but everything else is left to spontaneity. And isn't that what we miss in our holidays these days? The very fact that everything is organized and there is no space for spontaneity. With Bonds and Beyond, what we at East India Travel have tried to achieve is a blend of all of these. A bit of spontaneity, a bit of planning, a bit of adventure, a bit of fun, great food, great locations, and the time for parents and their children to not just bond with each other, but to bond with other families in a similar circumstance as them. Even on family vacations, and I am privy to that as parents we struggle to strike a balance between fun and doing activities and having time to spend with each other. There's barely any relaxation when we go on these organized trips, and we don't get the chance to really let our hair down and to be able to interact with our own children in a completely leisure environment. East India Travel offers holidays, Bonds and Beyond in several destinations. We offer a unique holiday in Wayanad region in Kerala, which is accessible from Bengaluru, so parents and children also get the chance to stay at Bandipur National Park near Mysore. We've also created a holiday in Assam, where parents and children will get the opportunity to see the one-horned rhino in Kaziranga and stay at a property that follows sustainable practices. It's very unique. We also have a holiday in Himachal Pradesh where we have decided to host all the parents and their children at a property located next to a tea estate. But this property is an old Himachali house converted into a boutique hotel, and it also has a swimming pool. We've also created a holiday for parents and children who like a little bit of history to the Statue of Unity and an overnight stay in Ahmedabad with a heritage walk to the old city of Ahmedabad, which is full of hidden treasures. And when we were putting these trips together, how could I forget Arunachal Pradesh, one of the states which is closest to my heart right now that I have been uncovering for the last 5 years. The trip that we have designed for parents and children is to stay at a sustainable dwelling which is built in the Arunachali style, have the opportunity to visit a tea estate, go on river rafting, visit a village of the largest tribe in Arunachal Pradesh called the Adi tribe. And last but not the least, a holiday to the Run of Kutch in Gujarat, where again history buffs will be astounded to visit the site of the 5,000-year-old civilization which is called Dholavira. If you're a parent who's looking for the perfect vacation to take with your child and to meet other parents and other children and have not just fun and adventure but also a meaningful getaway, do get in touch with us or DM us to know more.